When we deal with addition in grade 3, there are two strategies that we use for adding numbers to numbers with 3 digits. The first one is called the place value strategy. So I will show how we go about doing place value strategy, and then I will go to the second strategy, which is known as front to end method in English. So the first thing the students will do is take the two values and do a visual representation in the form of a diagram with base 10 blocks. So we've represented 139 on the top, 295 on the bottom. When we do place value, it's like our old strategy that we used when most of us were growing up, where we used to call it carrying or trading. So the first thing you would do is you would start with the units. You would check to see if there is a way of regrouping, which means you're making a group of 10. So I'm going to look to see if I can make a group of 10. I can. I'm going to take that and I'm going to regroup, or I'm going to trade for a 10. I look at what's left over, and that becomes the value for my units. I always tell the students, whatever you have done in your diagram, you should also show in your equation. Where I have done the regrouping here of 10 units for a 10, I need to show that in my diagram, so I put a 1 with the other 10s. Next, I go to my 10s. I again look to see if I can make a group. I can, so I would group the 10 10s together, and I would trade those for 100. Again, I have to show it in my diagram, or in my equation, sorry. I look at what's left, and it's 3 10s. The value of 3 10s is 30. So I would write that, and then whatever, again, I do in my diagram, I also do in my equation. I've counted 3 10s, and that will be the value that I put down. The children can also check their calculations by looking at the 9 plus 3 being 12 plus the 1 being 13. And if you look at 13 10s, that's actually 130. In the 130, you've got 3 in the 10 spot, and you've got 1 in the 100 spot, which is why you bring up that 1. Finally, we look at what's in our 100 spot, and we have 4 hundredths, which is a value of 400. So we are now in our equation adding the digits 4 hundredths, and we have 434. Now, what I usually tell the children to do to check to see that we've done our calculations right, we look at the values that we have in our CDU chart, our place value chart. It's 400 plus 30 plus 4. That gives us a total of 434. I'm running out of room here on the team board. And that shows us that we have correctly done our calculations.